Welcome to the Fort Myers Beach Good Neighbor Podcast. No shade, just sunshine, drama-free, positive vibes only. Each episode we bring you closer to the neighbors, local legends, and businesses that support the local community and make Fort Myers Beach the slice of paradise we all love. We want to send out some island love to State Insurance USA, Snug Harbor, Nervous Nellies, and the Alex King Group. They're the good neighbors and businesses that allow us to share the soul of our community with every listener. Pull up a beach chair, grab a drink, and let's meet the people who make this island feel like home. Here's your host, Cabo Jim Schaller.
Welcome, good neighbors, to another episode. Today we're in, I would say downtown Fort Myers Beach, but we're down by the park, Bayside Park
thing
here.
we have to downtown.
I know, right? It's at Nick's Liquors with Nick Jr., right?
Yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, welcome. So, you're one of the few liquor places on Fort Myers Beach, right?
Yeah, there used to be some. We've been on the island for 20-something years.
Okay.
But when we first started, there were quite a few liquor stores. But over the years, they kind of came and went. And we were happy to still be here. And then Hurricane Ian hit us. Just a little blip there.
A little
blip. We
right,
weren't there.
A little water.
We're back now, so. But, yeah, it's just us, and they have that other store all the way at the other end of the island, Santini.
So on the north side, this is the place to come.
Yeah.
Any kind of liquor.
Yeah, you pretty much get us.
Right? That's a good thing, right? So let's back up the story a little bit. How'd you guys get involved in a liquor store to start with?
You know, that's a great question. And I guess it's a funny one because I can give you a different perspective on it than my father would be able to. He had gotten a really good deal on a liquor license just as an investment.
Okay.
And he didn't originally plan on using it, but that was around, he was in real estate, and that was around the time the market tanked.
Yeah.
And so he was really looking for something different to do anyways. And he used to take me down to the beach to skimboard and surf when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was probably 10, 11 at the time. And he actually saw a spot that was open that was in the plaza where Margaritaville used to be.
Yeah.
People that have been here a long time know, like Tabasco's and all that used to be in the front.
Yeah.
And he called on the sign and ended up deciding to start the liquor store.
Right.
Kind of out of the blue. He just went for it and said, okay, like, let's, because you have to use a liquor license, or you have to use it or lose it.
Yep.
I mean, so.
And they're not cheap.
So he got a good deal on it, but to make any money on it, you really have to use it, or.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure, if you got a ton of money in your corporate, there's probably ways around that.
Yeah.
But for the average Joe,
yeah, that's big. Yeah,
if he wanted to make money on it, he really needed to use it. So I think he would tell you he's happy that he did now.
Yep.
I mean, luckily it wasn't easy, but things worked out.
Yep.
And
there you go. These people. Oh wait, pause. Listen, that's the beauty about recording. I can pause and start it again. Get your hot pocket while you're waiting. Before it gets a cold pocket.
oh, there are always cold pockets.
Right.
Now,
Right. All right. Come back over here. All right. So, you've been in business for 23 years.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've had your challenges for 23 years. It's not an easy business, number one, but we had a big challenge recently, right? 3 years ago. How did that affect you?
I think it affected everyone
I know, right?
pretty horribly.
Because you had what, close to 12 feet back here?
We weren't here.
Right.
We were down the beach a little bit.
Right.
Across from Hooters.
Right.
And we had 15, 16 feet there.
Right. Yeah.
And it was probably it ended up being one of the lowest spots on the beach.
Yeah. Right.
Obviously, we didn't know that at the time.
Right.
Hey, Alexa, turn off. Yeah, so it ended up being one of the lowest spots on the beach, because that's actually where that viral video with the house floating away is.
Just rose up and
where they sped it up.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. That camera, it turns out that camera was owned by some guy I know, but it ran all the way through the storm, I guess. And that was right across, that camera was kind of catty corner. It was in the corner of our parking lot, basically. Like, it's just past Lonnie Kai if you're coming onto the island.
Yep.
And Yeah, it definitely. I mean, I know how high it got because I went to take a junction box down that was at our ceiling, and mind you, like the plaza we were in, the whole building is 5 feet off the ground.
Yep.
So the ceilings in there were at least 10 feet. So I'm looking at 15 feet there to where the junction box was at, and I wanted to see if the cameras, any of them, were still good. So I took the junction box down, and it was still full of water. And this was like a week after the storm.
Wow.
So that there was so much pressure in the water
Yep.
that it actually pushed it into the junction box and it hadn't come back out, which was pretty wild. So yeah, it was definitely a catastrophic to say the least.
Yeah.
There was no store left.
Right. So you had to adjust.
Yeah.
You found this place.
Yeah. I mean, it took us 2.5 years, and we had a lot of ups and downs.
Yep.
We thought we found things that were going to work and it would fall through. And we thought we'd find something else and it would fall through, because the zoning for liquor stores is not an easy thing to find on the beach.
Yep. Yep.
It's very hard. And we ended up finding this spot, and we'd actually looked into this building a few times, and zoning had told us that it didn't work. And then they realized, after we pushed, they realized it did work. So we ended up here. I will say this spot wasn't even advertised for rent at the time.
Really?
We were starting to just knock down doors anywhere we could. We were about at our rope's end, and we got really lucky that we found this spot.
Nice.
We're really glad to be here.
So you were born and raised here, right?
In Fort Myers, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So you've seen a lot of change, right?
Yeah. I mean, always spent time on the beach growing up. So
Yep.
most weekends.
And was your goal to work at a liquor store?
No, not at all.
What was your goal? What was your dream?
Dream? I mean, if I had a dream, it
Right.
probably would be to be a pro surfer, or someone that gets paid to travel and surf. But I never really thought that was in the cards.
Right.
I probably realistically wanted to be a business owner.
Yeah.
Like I was always an entrepreneur, and so this does kind of fit my idea of what I wanted to do, my dream, so to speak.
Yeah. Right. It's good. Owning a business is great.
Yeah.
You know, you're your own boss.
I mean, it sounds a lot better than it is.
Disadvantage is you're your own boss.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And you got to be here.
Yeah, everything falls on you.
Yep. And you got to be here 24/7.
Yeah. There's no one to yell at you. Then all the responsibility falls on you.
Yep. So what are your hours back here now?
We are open at 10,
Okay.
which is different. We used to be open at 9.
Yep.
At this store, we're open at 10 until 9 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
And we are open till 10 an hour later on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And we're in the back here, back by across the street from Nervous Nelly's, so people can find you back here.
Yeah, directly across the street from Nervous Nelly's. You can see their front door from where we're at.
So I guess I gotta ask, what do you sell the most of here?
I wish it wasn't the case, but I've got to say Tito's vodka outsells everything.
Really?
I mean, I'd have to pull the numbers, but it's probably 10-1 to anything else.
Wow, it's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like almost every person that comes in here buys Tito's.
Yeah, right. Yep.
It's like part of their order. I've actually been trying to push them towards other things just because I'd like to see, people diversify a little bit.
See, I'm a tequila guy, so I like my tequila. So
and what's your favorite?
Originally I got into tequila because Sammy Hagar was in tequila.
Okay, yeah.
So Cabo Wabo was one of the first premium, along with Patron, one of the most premium. I grew up drinking Cuervo, and that's gasoline. It's not even tequila. So I'm like, I hated tequila. But then he came out with it, and I started enjoying it a little bit now. Well, he sold Cabo years ago.
Yeah, and Cabo Wabo was huge when it came out. I do remember that.
It's changed a lot. It
would be the equivalent of like Casamigos now. Right. It had that popularity factor.
But he's got, so he partnered now with Guy Fieri and does Santo. And I think he might be back at the original distiller for Cabo Wabo, because it tastes a lot like the original Cabo Wabo. It's very clean. It's like Lalo, it's no additives.
Oh,
You know,
gotcha,
so
gotcha.
now that's the
Yeah.
big thing in tequila is no additives, because like most liquors, well, any food too, you know, and additives.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, it is nice to know that you're not getting any of that extra stuff
It's
put in
clean.
there.
You know, even some of the higher end tequilas are disappointingly finding out that they're putting flavors into them, and you're like, well, no wonder it's so smooth. You know.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, there's a lawsuit going on right now.
Yeah,
With,
big one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
big
two very
with the big players, right?
two very big tequilas that I probably shouldn't name.
Right. I know. We know.
If people care, they'll look into it.
Exactly.
Won't be hard to find.
Right. Being a business owner, you're here a lot, right?
Way too much. Yeah.
What do you do when you get some free time?
Free time?
Yeah, what's that, right?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
That's free time. It's time you don't get paid for, is what that is.
Yeah. My free time I spend with my therapist. Talking about how I don't have any free time.
Right. So we've got a shelf of bottles that they look a little rough here. What happened?
Yeah, these are our bottles that went through Hurricane Ian that we are able to salvage.
Interesting, right?
Yeah, fun stuff. People actually get a real kick out of it, especially how we have the before and after pictures, and people aren't really sure what to say. Their response is always, "Oh, that's so cool," and then they immediately go, "Oh, I mean, it's not like cool," but I'm like, "No, it's fine.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it."
It's kind of unique. I mean, you guys get a little piece of history, and so are people drinking it, or are they putting it on their shelves kind of as a memento kind of thing?
The idea was so that they put it on their shelves, but I think we get the occasional person that definitely plans on drinking it.
Right.
But yeah, for the most part, people just want something cool to put on their shelf, a memento of something that made it through Ian.
And you've got the tags on there, kind of verifying that, right?
Yeah.
That it went through there.
Yeah. Yeah, it says recovered by proprietors,
right.
Nick and Senior and Junior. It's kind of funny.
So you've got a number of bottles here. Is this inventory gone down quite a bit, or?
I would say substantially, yeah. Right. There's still a lot left, but I would say that's probably partly because it's just hard to get it in here and get it onto the shelf.
Yeah.
But it's definitely been going as fast as we'd hoped.
Well, there you go. Well,
and I mean, you know,
come on in and grab yourself a piece of history and a little memento of Fort Myers Beach, and
yeah, we'll work with you. We just want people to have something.
Yep,
a little
I love
piece, a little something to remember.
I love the idea. It's great, you know.
Yeah, a little bit of positivity.
That's it. That's what we're all about, is being positive and doing the right thing. And
I mean, that was the whole idea, is how can we take this and turn something positive out of it?
Yep.
I mean, we were so shell-shocked after the storm that the only thing we could think to do was try to salvage whatever we could out of the store.
Exactly, right?
Because we knew we had all this liquor sitting there that was still good.
Yep.
I mean, just the labels might have a nick, or, you know, the labels are gone, or some things look great and some things looked horrible.
Yep.
But for the most part, they were all still sealed and fine to drink. So it would be a shame to just let it all go to waste.
That's alcohol abuse, is what they say, right?
Yeah. I mean, I talked to a lot of, it seems like everyone on the beach had bottles in their front yard. But mostly from all the different restaurants. But ours, we got kind of lucky that the building kind of trapped them there for us.
Kept them in there, right? And get them out the door.
But I did have someone that found a hat from our store all the way on past in that neighborhood behind Main Street there.
Wow.
So yeah, quite a distance.
There's some stuff that moved around this island. Yeah. There's still stuff out there
Must have caught up in the wind somewhere.
Right.
The only way I can imagine it getting that far.
That's well like over at Yucatan. The little tiki guy ended up across the bay over in the marina, right?
And some of the tables that were at Mr. Tequila in front of our store ended up all the way over there too, by Loma Linda.
Yep. Okay.
Which is wild.
It's crazy.
I don't know.
You know who needs bottles? Is the Yucatan tiki guy, because he lost his bottles, didn't he?
Did he? I don't remember.
He did. He's empty-handed right now. He doesn't have his bottles.
Well, that's sad. I'm gonna have to talk to them about that.
Right? Exactly. Say, I know a guy that can help you out.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm gonna have to call Tommy Kohler and let him know.
That's it. That's it. So, any last words for our listeners today?
Well, we'd love to have you stop by.
Yep.
You don't have to buy anything. Just come by and say hey.
Come by and say hi.
Yeah.
Nick will talk to you, share some stories, and
Absolutely.
educate you on liquor, which he loves to do.
Absolutely. I love to talk about liquor. So if you want to have a long conversation about liquor,
we're going to come back and record some of that for you, so you don't have to repeat your stories all the time.
That would be wonderful.
Right? I think that's
I'll take you up on that.
There we go. Well, Nick, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. Thank you for being such a good part of the community and bringing back Fort Myers Beach as well, too.
Absolutely.
I'll come down here and grab some tequila as soon as I empty the bottles at home.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thank you, sir.
We'll put some aside for you.
Perfect.
Thanks for tuning into the Fort Myers Beach Good Neighbor podcast. No shade, just sunshine, drama-free, positive vibes only. If you loved what you heard, share it with a friend and keep the good vibes going. Until next time, remember to Cabo until you wabo and keep being a good neighbor. Also, to nominate your favorite neighbors, local legends, heroes, or local businesses to be on the show, go to FMBGN-BIZ-Nick.com. That's FMBGoodneighbor.com or call 239-427-4100. We want to send out some island love to State Insurance USA, Snug Harbor, Nervous Nellies, and the Alex King Group. They're the good neighbors and businesses that allow us to share the soul of our community with every listener. Here's to celebrating all that makes Fort Myers Beach the slice of paradise we all love.